Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths Most Wanted, where today we are talking about a relatively new addition to the game's roster of scary and annoying craft, the Grey Talon Goshawk, which is a hard level craft, so it's set at hard rather than godly. It's got a reasonable price tag of 770,000 materials, well, slightly over that, and it's a gigantic pain in the butt. This is one of those designs that when I first spawned it in to have a look at it, I had a very rude shock, because this thing is, well, it's not an airship. It is a flying gun that happens to be armored. And also with missile interceptors. And also it moves like it's drunk. So, yeah, this is really like one of those craft that I have a strong feeling this is someone's baby. So, there's some credits here on the inside that I just spotted just before I started recording. So, you got Natalia and Miko and Colonel Mustard Gas 3 and your local Pain / the boat. They contributed to this. I don't know who the main author is because no author details locked for this vehicle. It was created before author details were added to the game. Sorry. Maybe I should walk around and just see if... nope. Nope, there does not appear to be a signature that I can immediately find. But whoever made this, good job. Because it made me cry. So anyway, and I have a sneaky suspicion that the devs, and more importantly the Cottles, are going to be watching this, and they're going to have some evil ideas to improve it by the time I'm done. And so, resigned to my fate with that. So anyway, so what makes this thing particularly scary and or annoying, you might ask? Well, the most obvious thing is the guns on it. So, when I said that this thing is essentially just a flying gun, or two, or three rather, I wasn't joking. Most of its internals are either made of gun, so these are two huge 500mm railguns, which are mostly in the upper envelope, and then they're piped down here and stacked on top of each other with a very cool-looking, like, mimicked mantlet right here. So if we go here, is this what I think it is? It is a mimic. So you go here. What is this? I believe that's mimicking something. I believe that's mimicking a mantlet. But it looks very good. Oh my goodness. It looks very good. But aside from that, let's look at the railguns themselves. So, the setup is actually simpler than I would have thought. Like, not saying this thing is simple, it's not. So looking at this fella right here, these two are almost exactly the same. It's got a huge amount of rail draw, so let's go 45,687, go over here, go look at here, and it's just, this is ridiculous. It does 20,000 damage. Moves it over like nearly 2,000 meters a second, 1,826. Armor piercing of 43.6, and this is the kind of shell that just demoralizes me, because it's just like, guys, come on. How are we, the humble players of this game, meant to deal with this kind of crap? Thankfully, not to spoil anything, there are ways. And this one on top is exactly the same, so these are very similar big guns. That's just what they look like. But you also got this one down here, which is firing basically the same ammunition. So this one is not is about half the gauge of the top ones. It's 215mm. It does not have a sexy mantlet, but similar thing. 12,000 rail draw, only slightly less armor piercing, and it does like 5,584. So still hurts like hell and will delete multiple metal beams with one shot, or at the very least heavily damage them. So that, and also ridiculously accurate. These things have traces on them already, and it does not miss thanks to inaccuracy. Basically, that is a true thing. There's also some crams, some token crams. 1,000. Let's actually zoom in here. Yep, there's some crammage. There is some crammage, and probably where's the inertial fuses on this thing? So, where is it? Well, not the inertial fuses, what am I talking about? The fusing box. Where are you? You gotta be somewhere. You gotta be somewhere. I know you're there. Oh, here you are. So, whoops. How about you stop moving? Alright. So, yep, just initial fuse. So these crams are definitely not the main feature of this craft. They're there mostly for style points and giggles, I'm assuming. And, but it does have anti-aircraft guns, or so to speak, secondary. So if we go... What is that filter, which I've never seen before? So you notice up on top and to the sides there, you got these things. These are little 118mm guns. No rail draw whatsoever. And you go look at their stuff. This is just, well, it's a timed frag. So this is their... the thing's... concession to close-in defense, and yeah, that's like this thing does have guns for days. This it's not that easy to flank this thing. Like I've tried, like at the very least, even if the main guns can't point at you, you've got other things shooting at you, so it's not instant win if you get behind it. And what else? This thing. One of the most noticeable things about this craft is that aside from the ridiculously stupidly powerful railguns is that this thing has more missile interceptors than is mentally healthy. Look at this. It's got here and here. That's already like, how many is that? That's 12, 24. That's just on the tailplanes. And it's got more of them kind of camouflaged literally all over the place. Like, here's more. So these are the... quite a cheeky way to launch these things, because... they launch all over the place. And there's more than that. There's... Where are they? Where are they? There's more. I know there's more. This thing fills the sky with missile interceptors. So, where are you? I know there's more than that. I know there is. Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's deceptive. But yeah, it's just trying to frickin'... Oh, here they are. Here they are. Cheeky bugger. Look how these things are hidden. Like, these things should not be able to get out, but they do, possibly because of a quirk of physics. Let's see here. Yep, so they're all really bog-standard missile interceptors. Variable thruster, fin, APN missile interceptor. And if you turn this off, and you spawn in something that has way too many missiles, so we go here. I'm not sure if it'll manage that. Let's go spawn 1,500 meters away. Let's spawn in the palisade, because the palisade... spits out a lot of missiles. And when it does, yep, you'll see there, just... Wait, where'd those come from? It came from somewhere. Are they just hidden all over the place? So you see, yeah, then the Goshawk sprays so many interceptors. Just... sheer numbers of interceptors. Look at this nonsense. It's just, they just straight up delete missiles, like, almost like... These things were only a few hundred meters away from the palisade and they were already gone. So yeah, it's, whoo boy. And of course, remember, this thing does shoot back. So... and at quite a rate. So each one of these guns does 46 rounds per minute. 46.5 rounds per minute, sorry. So that's 93 rounds per minute, which for a massive railgun is a lot. And you can see it's only fired a few shots, and we've already done, yeah, all the thump damage. All of it, all the time. So, yep. Yeah, this thing tends to melt armor like no one's business. I believe it also has a LAM system on it, so... if we spawn in something else, and turn the guns off again... so let's spawn in a trebuchet. I believe the trebuchet is a good example of this. Oh my goodness. Wasn't the best example. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go then. So you see, zap. This thing does have a LAM system. Quite a strong one, actually. So even if... this is a great example, actually. Jeez, they're hidden here, there, and everywhere. Where are the other things? This thing has so much crap on it that it's hard to tell where things are. But yeah, it's like, It's got good defenses all around. So, it's happily zapping 500mm shells out of the air whenever it recharges. And, it's a hard counter to ship, so let's have her fire back again. And just this trebuchet is probably not going to be long for this world. It's going to cook off the turrets any second now. Any second now. Assuming it actually aims for the turrets. Whee! This is already your hint that shields are possibly a good idea. And those shells are actually... It's weird, putting traces on them makes them look slower, but they're really fast, like 1,800 meters per second. Yep, and there we go. Deleted, no problem. And let's go here, repair all, you get you back to where you're supposed to be. And you might have also noticed this thing flies really erratically, so... If we turn this off again, and if we spawn in, I don't know, something like this, and turn you off as well, just look at how this flies. It's set with a hover AI, so you go here, point at maintain distance, maneuver is hover. I think these are default settings actually, so... Behavior, yep, point at maintain distance, left evasion time, right evasion time, max pitch to target, combat distance, 2,300 meters. So this thing sits a long way from the target, and it bobs up and down, and it goes back, and it just moves side to side. So, yeah, when I said it drives like it's drunk, it really does. It really, really does. Also got cute propellers on there. Turning rotors. So, this thing is actually really hard to hit, because if you're 2,300 meters away from the damn thing, like, even if you've got decently fast APS, it's gonna whiff a lot, and anything that gets too close is probably gonna get zapped by the lambs. Or if you're foolish enough to use cram cannons against this thing, it's going to get swatted down by the missile interceptors. So yeah, it's also a flying brick. This is the kind of thing that the Grey Talons and the Scarlet Dawn, it's just almost all of their most dangerous stuff is something like this. It is something, it's things that fly thanks to the power of custom jets, and they're made out of heavy armor. Like, literally, like, the metal on the outside is just for giggles. Look at how thick this is. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 layers of heavy armor. And it's possible that this was first built before the armor updates that reduced changed the way armor stacking works. So you can imagine back in the day when armor stacking went up to 8 meters, this would have been so difficult to break through for most things. And that's like, it's a full wrap of heavy armor. So heavy armor wrap just all the way around, Like, even the vents that all these custom jets are pointing through, these are heavy armor ducts, so it's taken full advantage of the new ducts, which are so strong. And yeah, it's just like, I don't think there's any real gaps anywhere in this thing, like, at all. Oh, here's a big custom jet. Hello. Hello. Oh, you cheeky bugger. That's mimicked. That is mimicked so that it's not even visible. Cheeky. Anybody looking at this from the outside, they would never know that here lies the beast. And actually, wait a minute. Where's the controller? It's set to pitch up and roll left. What's this one set to? It's set to whoopsie daisy. Where's it? Controller. This is set to. It's set to up and pitch up. Oh man, no wonder this thing drives like it's drunk. Jeez. And here's where the lamb system lives. So it's not gigantic by lamb's standards, but yeah, it's big. It is big enough for sure. Actually. Yeah, I did that thing again where I don't actually look at the innards of it very much before I start recording. Whoops, and... Alright, here's the massive steam engine that just... is used to make all the power! Ooh, this is too much. This is all too much. And it's got a custom jetpack here so it goes forwards fast. Did I mention this thing's actually quite fast? It can backpedal at like 53 meters per second. And it goes forwards like quite fast. Let's actually see. You get over there. So going forwards, yeah, 27 meter 30%. Yep, it's creeping up, creeping up. All right, I think backwards is where it really goes fast, though. No, it's still going up. Let's do this again. See how fast it goes. Let's go. Let's just spawn in a Corsair for giggles, because the Corsair ain't gonna do crap. Come on. Actually, we can just look at the top speed. Top speed is 54 meters per second, thanks to these jets which are pointing forwards. Yep, quite happily backpedals. So yeah, that's basically it for how this thing is scary. It's got terrifying weaponry. It's got way too many missile interceptors. It's got a big lambs. It's just completely made out of heavy armor on the inside. Yeah, here we go. Now it's going over 50 meters per second backwards. And it's dodgy, but there is good news, people. Well, there's good news. Well, the bad news is what I've just given you, and just how this thing is scary as hell and annoying. But the good news is that this is actually a very specialized craft. It is designed to shoot at things that are either on the water or above it, and that's it. It is. It actually does not have any means of detecting things below the waterline. And as soon as I say that, I know that some cheeky coddle is just going to add, you know, a sonar buoyage or something like that. If you do that, I will hate you, and I will cry, and I will mail you my tears in, like, a soggy box. But yeah, so, if we activate this, and if we spawn in... where is it? Let's have a lightning hood submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Let's have the Marianas. So already, like, yeah, the Marianas is taking some damage because the damn thing opens fire that quickly. But you'll notice as soon as it starts dropping below a certain height, the Goshawk is just gonna keep missing non-stop. That's because it doesn't have any form of sonar detection at all. So let's try and find the detector somewhere. There we go. So we've got, what do we got? Laser rangefinders, IR cameras, regular cameras, gimbal trackers. Not a single sonar thing to be seen. And actually, wait a minute. I don't think this thing even has a wireless snooper on it. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. No, that's a mimic? What? Okay, visible. No, no. So, nope, there's no wireless snooper. None whatsoever. So, this craft is actually completely helpless against submarines. Like, there's actually nothing it can do to them. Assuming they manage to get ducked below the waterline in time and don't get shot. There's also the thing that... it's like, it is helpless against anything... Oh, wait a minute, why did I do that? Okay, let's go here, and hard, and airships, player, Goshawk. And there's also the thing that once this thing falls in the water, or goodness forbid, if it actually spawns in the water, so I go here, and if I go here, I do that, and if I spawn you down there, let's see what happens. I think you are very stuck. Nope, you aren't. That might be a clever design choice. But suffice to say, when this thing doesn't have any way of getting out of the water when its jets get covered or when it loses engine power, so let's go in here quickly. Let's actually, wait a minute. demonstrate this the fun way, by blowing up... Whoops. By blowing up its jets, wherever they are. Did that do it? Nope. This thing takes ridiculous amounts of punishment. Yep. And so when the jets are gone, is it gonna sink? Yep. For whatever reason, when the jets go... Oh my goodness. Alright, well, we need to do that again, clearly. Come on, don't make a fool of me. I've seen you do this. Yep, there we go. So, once in the water, it is a brick, it will sink, and it has no way of getting back out of the water. Actually, there's an easier way of showing that. Hold on. Hold on, Grey Talon. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, here we go, and whoop! If this thing spawns underwater, yep, down it goes. Nope, can't get out of the water by itself. So yeah, that's the thing. It's also got exposed steering data blades, although I have a sneaking suspicion that these things aren't as essential to the whole design as you might think. Well, it's got these other thrusters down here, and but yeah, so these are exposed, but honestly, like, I really don't think they're that integral to the design, and also because just the way this thing flies and the way it's pointing at its targets most of the time, these things don't seem to get shot off that much, so that is technically a weakness, but not really. And also the secondary weapons are not particularly strong, so these cram cannons, okay, they do 10,000 explosive damage, which is pretty decent for something so small. But, like, especially for something so compact, my goodness. But they're not generally what you have to worry about. By the time you start fighting things like this in the campaign, cram cannons like this are really not an issue. And the secondaries on top, they're decent, and certainly earlier in the game, or to smaller craft, they are quite dangerous. So 538 meters per second velocity, rate of fire is 50, which is pretty piddly for something of this gauge. It's not that strong, it's okay. It's better than nothing when it comes to close in defense. But it's not good. It's like nothing like the secondary guns on things like the Tyr or the Megalodon or stuff like that. So yeah, how do you survive this? Well, it is theoretically possible to have armor thick enough and shields strong enough to reliably survive the barrage from those ridiculously strong hollow points. But the simplest way to survive is, as a submarine just demonstrated, is to hide underwater. So, thankfully, one of my designs can go mano a mano with this thing, and that is my old friend, the Song Killer. So we go here, Goshawk, and we'll demonstrate multiple things. Also, if you have a very, very strong LAM system, that can help. And in fact, I should demonstrate that first. So we go here, and we find the strongest LAM system in the game, which, you guessed it, it's our friend the Meg. And the most wanted for that is being worked on, so you can all relax. You can all relax. It's okay. So I'm just gonna quickly turn the guns on the Meg off. So, the Meg possibly has the most ridiculous LAM system in the entire game, able to snipe these kind of kinetic shells, and fast kinetic shells as well, just out of the air like this. But it is a good demonstration that it is possible. And also, like most frontsiders, if you spawn something, if you manage to consistently get behind, underneath, or on top of the Goshawk, my goodness, did it just shoot itself? It did. You silly goose. So yeah, that is a way to deal with it. And yeah, so really strong lambs, hide under the water, get behind, above, or below it, and how to kill it is, well, you can beat it at its own game, which the Megalodon is actually really good at demonstrating, because it also has stupidly powerful hollow points, which make me sad. So, you go here. Yep, there's that's another 500mm hollow point, because railgun kinetic is the new meta, ladies and gentlemen. The Meg actually is taking damage quite a bit. Yeah. Also, if you use railguns like this, yeah, that can hit it. But swarms of kinetic missiles also kind of work well as well, or just big missiles in general. So the Meg is not actually doing as good a job as I would have thought. Have to keep that in mind when I do its most wanted. And so where is it? Great Talons, airships, Goshawk. You go over there, spawning at 1,500 meters distance, even though it's probably not going to happen in the campaign, because the damn thing doesn't want to do that. So, hiding underwater, and if you have swarms of large or huge missiles, you can overwhelm its interceptors, particularly if you space them out a little bit. So if I spawn in my favorite submarine, or one of my favorite submarines, Song Killer, which is just... It is a rubber ducky with big missiles on it, if you've never seen it. So, step 1, hide under the water. Because then, okay, it's hitting me a little bit more reliably than I would like. And then, spam big missiles. Like, lots of them. And yes, you will lose most of them to all them interceptors. And also should mention that the Goshawk does have decoys. Big ones. And where are these attached to? Where are these attached to, you cheeky monkey? Where the hell? See, I love decorations and mimics and all that stuff, but it makes it really hard to tell what on earth is going on. Like, where things are hidden. So yeah, has to be a big swarm. Has to be a big swarm. And staggered enough so that you basically exhaust those volleys of interceptors. And take full advantage of the fact that interceptors are dumb and they don't often go for the missile they should be going for. And we have made contact with face. And and at this point, you basically can go off and have a cup of tea, because the Goshawk can't shoot submarines for crap, and the missiles will eventually just peel it like an onion and just ruin its day. So yeah, that's handy to know. And yeah, another way to deal with the Goshawk is, like all frontsiders, even though it has secondary weapons, it's a little bit vulnerable to being swarmed, and so the best way to demonstrate that is with some of its own friends. So we spawn the Goshawk right here, and then we're just gonna spawn in a whole medley of ICBMs, because if you're faster than the Goshawk and you are a suicide craft, and if you're maneuverable enough to actually get with it and close in and do horrible things to it, you can hurt it a lot. Especially if you've got something cheap like the ICBM. My own ICBMs are too expensive. That's one of my main problems. Admittedly, ICBMs are a little bit derpy, so also they tend to fly in straight lines. Bang, and yep, and bang, 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 bang. So that's already, this thing is considerably less annoying than it used to be, because we've just taken out one of its guns. Yep, and that's goodbye, that's all she wrote. Because once she's in the water, she's never getting out again. And you can kill it at your leisure. So yeah, I have my own ICBMs, but they're not quite as good as dealing with that. Working on it. Unfortunately, as of right now, I should mention that the Goshawk does not have scuttle settings enabled. So when she sinks to the bottom like this, you do have to kind of deal with her yourself, and that's a bit of a problem. And last but not least, you're probably wondering how lasers and particle cannons do. Well, lasers are an option, I guess, but, where airships? Yeah, let's spawn in the Goshawk and Scarlet Dawn colors, because why not? Because why not, I say? Go over here, and let's spawn in... I don't know, maybe the Exajewel or something. Let's go here and ships, and here we go. What's the... yeah, let's go with the Exajewel. There we go. So, lasers will definitely hurt it, but it does have a lot of smoke. Like, a lot of smoke. Like, to the point where it can survive lasers that... it shouldn't be able to survive. Well, no, it's perfectly reasonable that it survives that. It's lost a bunch of blocks, but that's why it has that heavy armor shell and just more smoke than is reasonable. Where is all that smoke? Oh, here it is. Here's all the smoke. In the nose. And this is one of the great things about Frontsiders, because when they go full speed reverse, they leave a trail of smoke behind them, which means that they're actually really good at dealing with scary lasercraft. And then they fire back with the hollow points. Also, what is this lag? So much lag. And those shells are fast enough to catch up with the Exajewel, absolutely no problem. It's just melting blocks off. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it looked important. And just, yeah, the Goshawk's gonna take this one. So... you can use lasers, I guess, but has too much smoke to really work. But what does work, and let's just see if this actually works, because I have my doubts. Particle cannons do kind of work against everything, so this almost goes without saying. But it's worth sharing anyway, and I keep forgetting what the best particle cannon in the game is. So I'm just going to spawn in the perforator. So, yeah, let's go over here. Spawn in the perf. The perf's not gonna win, but the perf is definitely gonna leave a few scratches. So this, where's it? White flares, godly ships, and where are you? Perforator. There you go. Who knows? Maybe the perf will win. Probably won't. Probably won't. So, and particle cannons can hit no problem, because they just bypass basically all the defenses on the Goshawk. And of course, the problem that the Perforator has is that, in terms of the type of ship it is exactly what the Goshawk is designed to counter. It's a capital ship, and you can, yep, what's been happening there? I think, yep, by the looks of it, although it does have decent shield, so it might actually get through quite nicely. This is a way more even fight than I originally thought it would be. So yeah, if you've got a craft, actually a particle cannon toting submarine would actually be pretty good at dealing with the Goshawk. Unfortunately, I don't have one, so I can't really show you that. Yeah. So that's basically it. It's like, it's one of those, because it's such a specialized craft, you basically just gotta play to its weakness, and away you go. So just have a submarine with particle cannons, or just swarms of huge missiles on it. And just as a treat, I'm gonna show you a thing with huge missiles that I made just earlier. And if you can afford to stick this on your craft, well, have fun, because, it's really expensive, but it's super fun. And huge kinetic missiles are just... they are the absolute bee's knees, so long as you're on the right end of them. So we go here, here, hard, airships, Goshawk. And, yeah. Also, I managed to figure out missile traces, guys. It's just super faint. So you see, kind of greenish thing. So huge missiles are just, they are what you bring out for this particular kind of party. Particularly kinetic ones, because they have like 20,000 health. And they just, yeah, they do that. So yeah, that's basically it for the Goshawk. Is just, don't let it shoot you. And, just, overwhelm it, so to speak. Like, it's, like, slightly more complex than that, but that's how to kill it. Hide from it, spam at it, and good luck, and have fun. And you coddled keepers of the lore who are watching, please don't make this thing any more dangerous than it already is. Because, like, that would be really uncool of you. Or it could be super cool. I don't know, you do what you want. I have no control over what you do whatsoever. I just make missiles and hit things with them. Yep. So, layers of heavy armor, not a problem for huge kinetic missiles. That's what happens if you don't move fast enough, is that the huge missiles just ruin your day. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's neat perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths, Most Wanted. Right after we see this last volley of huge missiles, which probably cost as much as the Goshawk per volley, but it is totally worth it, bruv. Oh yes. Take that, you flying cheeseball. Down you go. Have a nice swim. Are you sinking? Yes, you are. Farewell.